Welcome back to our channel. I am Teacher Roger, and today we are going to solve a very important and commonly tested concept in both the PSLE as well as the Math Olympiad. It is about the perimeter of irregular shapes. Let us explore the challenge together. The challenge says, find the perimeter of this figure. Well, this figure looks irregular and foreign. How do we deal with this figure? No worries. Let us first understand what perimeter means by using simpler examples. Let us look at this first example. What is the perimeter of this figure? The perimeter is the outline of a closed shape. So, can you find this shape's outline? You can pause the video first and then draw out using your hands. Now, let us check if your outline is correct. We can start from this bottom left corner. Outline the shape by going upwards, rightwards, downwards, then leftwards. And that is the perimeter. Now, how can we calculate then? What is the answer? Yes, we can just add up the length by taking 10 plus 5 plus 10 plus 5 to get a total of 30 meters. How about for this second example? What is the perimeter? Again, the perimeter is the outline of a closed shape. So, can you find out this shape's outline? You can pause the video again and then draw it out using your hands. Now, let us observe this shape together first. It looks like a fish tank. So, the top side of this shape is not closed. We can call this as a not enclosed shape. Thus, can we calculate the perimeter? No, we cannot. The perimeter of a shape must be enclosed. Let us then look at this third example. What is the perimeter of this figure? The perimeter is this shape's outline. You can then pause this video first and then draw out using your hands again. Now, let us check if your outline is correct. We can start from this bottom left corner and outline this shape by going upwards, then rightwards, downwards, then leftwards. And that is the perimeter. Now, how can we calculate the perimeter? What is the answer? Very good calculation. We can just add up the length by taking 20 plus 10 plus 20 plus 10 to get a total of 60 meters. With this example, what were the lengths used to calculate the perimeter? Very excellent observation. Only the outline of this shape is included in the perimeter calculation. Let us then do a checkpoint on what is a perimeter. Perimeter is the outline of the closed shape. Now, let us tackle this main challenge together. What is the perimeter of this figure? Can you find the shape's outline? You can again pause the video first and then use your hands to draw up to test your understanding. Alright, let us check if your outline is correct. We can start from this bottom left corner and outline this shape by going upwards, rightwards, downwards, then rightwards, upwards, downwards, then leftwards to complete the outline of this irregular shape. And that is the perimeter. So we can simply add up all the different lengths together to get the perimeter. Now we have a problem. Do we have all the information of the different lengths? No, we do not have the information. It is also not easy to find the other lengths in this irregular shape. How can we then tackle this challenge? Don't worry, let Teacher Roger use a simple story to explain the understanding for you. Now, suppose we have a very fat panda who wants to lose weight. So he decides to run around his bamboo jungle. The shape of his bamboo jungle is in blue, as shown in the slide. The fat panda's start point is from his house, indicated with an X. The panda then starts to run upwards by 6 meters, then rightwards by 5 meters, then upwards again by 4 meters, then rightwards by 3 meters, and then runs down. The panda then runs rightwards by 2 meters, run down to reach point Y, and the fat panda then rushes back to his own house to rest and eat a lot of bamboo. Now, how can we then calculate the total length the fat panda has run? Let us observe in two portions. horizontally and vertically. Let us observe the horizontal run together. What is the length that the fat panda has covered from running upwards, rightwards? Exactly, from looking at the rightward arrows in the figure, we can just simply take 5 plus 3 plus 2 to get a total of 10 meters. How about for the length covered from running leftwards? Do you see any relationship between the length covered by running leftwards and rightwards? Exactly, from the leftward arrow in the figure, the length covered for running rightwards is equal to the length for running leftwards. Therefore, the length running leftwards is equal to the length running rightwards, which is also 10 meters. Let us now observe the vertical run together. What is the length that the fat panda has covered from running upwards? Exactly, from looking at the upward arrows in the figure, we can just simply take 6 plus 4 to get a total of 10 meters. How about for the length covered from running downwards? Do you see any relationship between the length covered by running upwards and downwards? Exactly, from the downward arrows in the figure, the length covered from running outwards is equal to the distance for running downwards. Therefore, the length running upwards is equal to the length running downwards, which is also 10 meters. Now, how can we calculate the total length covered? Let us first discuss the total horizontal run. The total horizontal run is just 10 plus 10 to get 20 meters, whereas the total vertical run is 10 plus 10 to get 20 meters as well. So, the total length covered can be found by adding the horizontal and the vertical run together to get a total of 40 meters. Let us then observe the length covered. It outlines the entire bamboo jungle. Does this seem familiar to you? Yes, it is just like the perimeter of the bamboo jungle, the shape. Now, let us do a checkpoint on how to find the perimeter of an irregular shape. Using the story of the fat panda trying to lose weight, firstly, what is the relationship between the length ran leftwards and rightwards? Exactly, they are equal. Secondly, what is the relationship between the length that ran upwards and downwards? Again, they are equal as well. Finally, how can we calculate the total length covered? Very good foundation. We can just take both the total horizontal and vertical length and sum them up to get the total length covered around the outline, which is also the perimeter. Now, we are ready to tackle this main challenge together. Let us practice again to find the perimeter of this irregular shape. This time round, indicate the directions from the starting point X. Is it going upwards, downwards, leftwards, or rightwards? Now, you may pause the video and attempt to draw the perimeter outline with the directions included. That is great! Now, let us observe the perimeter by outlining the shape one by one. From this bottom left corner, outline this shape by going upwards first, then rightwards, downwards, rightwards, upwards, then rightwards, then downwards, and then leftwards to complete the outline of this irregular shape. And that is the perimeter. Since we cannot just simply add up all the different lengths together to get the perimeter, remember the story of the fat panda who wants to lose weight? Exactly. We can consider the horizontal and vertical runs separately. Let us dive in and apply the fat panda story. Let us observe the horizontal run for this figure. What is the length for running rightwards? It is the 3 rightward arrows as shown in the figure. We do not know the distance yet, but it is okay. Let us continue to observe the length from running leftwards. What is the length? Yes, it is 50 meters as shown in the long leftward arrow. So the length covered for running leftwards is a total of 50 meters. Whereas the length covered for running rightwards would be equal to the length covered for running leftwards, which is also 50 meters. Therefore, the total horizontal length run is by taking 50 plus 50 to get a total of 100 meters. Now, let us observe the vertical run for this figure. What is the length for running upwards? It is the two upwards arrows as shown in the figure. Again, we do not know the length yet, but it is okay. Let us continue to observe the length for running downwards. What is the length? Yes, it is 35 plus 10, which is 45 meters as shown in the two downward arrows. So, the length covered for running downwards is a total of 45 meters. Whereas the length covered for running upwards would be equal to the length covered for running downwards, which is also 45 meters. Therefore, the total vertical length run is 45 plus 45 to get a total of 90 meters. Now, how can we calculate the total length covered? The horizontal run is calculated earlier was 100 meters, whereas the total vertical run is 90 meters. Now, how can we then calculate the parameter? Exactly, we can just add the horizontal and vertical run together to get a total of 190 meters. And yay, we have solved this parameter challenge together. Now, let us do a final summary on how to find parameter for irregular shapes. Firstly, what is parameter? It is the total length of a closed shape. Can you find parameters of shapes that are not enclosed? No, you cannot. And we only indicate the outline of the shape that is included in the calculation for parameter. Next, what is the relationship between the length that ran leftwards or rightwards? Exactly, they are equal. And what is the relationship between the length that ran upwards and downwards? Again, they are equal as well. Finally, how can we then calculate the total length covered, which is the parameter? Very good foundation. We can just take both the total horizontal and vertical run and sum them up together to get the parameter. Now, to practice for what we have learned from tackling how to find parameter from irregular shapes, I have this practice question which states to calculate the parameter of this figure above. Now, if you can solve this, you can comment your answer in the chat box below and I will help you check back if your answer is correct. And that's all for today. This is Teacher Roger signing off. If you have any questions, be it big or small, you can scan the QR code here to join our P2 study group. We are planning for some fun, meaningful, and insightful activities during the holidays, so come share your thoughts and help us make learning exciting for all of you. And see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.